My God, those reverse retros are absolutely glorious on the ice, and oh, I just love those. Can't wait to buy one. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another recap reaction for game 11 out of 82 for the Winnipeg Jets 2022-2023 campaign, where they win by a score of 4-0 against the Chicago Blackhawks. This is Connor Hellebuyck's second shutout to start the season already in 11 games so far. You love to see it. Connor Hellebuyck's been fantastic this year and continues to be on a roll. Tonight's game was not only just a prime example of how good Connor Hellebuyck can be, but this was a really good example of how the Jets can improve off of bad games, and also just kind of setting in stone what this lineup can do when you're actually playing and have good chemistry going right now. Like, the bottom six tonight was really, really good, and I'm going to give credit to them. I'm not going to hype them up and say they're the best bottom six ever, blah, 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 because I don't know if a lot of it was just Chicago being shit tonight or the fact that a lot of the Jets just really were able to mesh together well and have a lot of chemistry, but I'm going to give it a little bit of credit to both, because the team really knew how to take advantage tonight of a weaker opponent. The chemistry was great, and it ends up getting them a 4-0 win. So let's talk about this first period and break this game down period by period. If you haven't already subscribed and dropped a like, definitely do so. And without any further ado, let's jump into this game. So in the first period, the second line is just buzzing. Really like the way the second line has been playing almost this whole season. I think Blake Wheeler has been slowly one of the more underrated forwards we've had this year. When you take a look at the impact he's had and some of the plays he's been able to create, he's not going out there and hogging the puck. He's not going out there and setting the tempo, moving the puck up the ice. He's just kind of assisting these younger guys. Like, Cole Perfetti this year has been so good, and I actually chalk up a lot of that success to Blake Wheeler. I feel like he's really learning from Blake Wheeler. They have similar skill sets, and I think it's rubbing off on him really well, because tonight, Perfetti was really good tonight. He gets an assist early on. I believe he actually assisted on the... I have to pull up the actual freaking stupid thing, refresh it to see when he assisted on, but yeah, no, Perfetti assisted on the Nate Schmidt goal. Really good zone entry play there in the third period. The first goal of the game comes in the second period, where 3 goals come for the Jets, but we'll get into that after. I really like the way this first period was, because not only was it just the Jets kind of bouncing back from where they've been playing the last couple of games. Like, let's be real, they haven't been the best. They've played they've won games, they're getting out there, but that game against Montreal, not a good game. The game against Vegas, not a good game. You're lucky to even get a point in that Vegas game. So the last 2 games have not been pretty, although they got the win in the Montreal game and then they get a point in the overtime loss. But at the same time, there's been a lot of good things, but a lot more bad things. I've talked about that a lot in almost every video and recap that we've done so far for the 11 games this year, is that the Jets seem to be improving on certain areas after a bad game, but still creating other problems that they have to fix going into the next one. So in tonight's game, I finally felt like this team meshed together well and didn't really have any weaknesses. Like, the defense tonight played pretty well. The defense tonight actually, for a majority of the game, let's see, Two of the 4 goals were scored by defensemen tonight, so that's great to see. Josh Morrissey gets the first goal of the game, his first of the season. He is still the point leader on the club now. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that is 10 points in 11 games for Josh Morrissey. That's pretty damn good. I'll take that, especially because I took him in fantasy with one of my last picks for defense, but happy with that. Really like the way that the first period was. This team meshed together well. Brendan Dillon had a really good opportunity early on. I can't believe he didn't score in it. Helly robs Radish and makes a really crucial save, because if that goes in, it's a different game for the Jets going into that second period. So Connor Hellebuyck tonight was just fantastic and really made some important saves that kept this Jets game kind of in their favor, I would say, because I didn't think the Jets were going to lose tonight, even if a goal went in and the Hellebuyck shutout was ruined. It just felt like they needed the first goal tonight. Like, they did. They really needed it. And I don't think they could have gotten a better first goal to the game and Josh Morrissey on the power play there. Tonight, they scored 3 power play goals and 1 shorthanded goal. No goals came on 5-on-5. I love seeing that, in my opinion. That's great. The power play has struggled at times today. Today, they're 3 for 4 in the power play. The penalty kill is perfect. They get 3 attempts for Chicago. Get stomped on all of them. So you get 6 minutes of perfect 5-on-4 penalty kill, which is great. You love to see that. And then not only do you get to see that, you get to see Lowry getting his 3rd goal of the season, his 2nd already shorthanded. That's amazing. Like, Lowry already has 2 shorthanded goals. When did all of a sudden this guy just become the shorthanded goal machine that he is? But you love to see it. Second period, which is probably one of the best periods of hockey the Jets... I'm going to actually go out and say it. I think the second and third of this game were the best 40 minutes of hockey the Jets have put out to start the season. I think that it was just dominance across the board. All 4 lines were rolling out amazing. The passing was crisp. The zone entries were some of the best I've seen to date so far in this season. Really like the way that the defense jumped up in the rush tonight. You see that with Nate Schmidt scoring his 2nd of the season so far from Perfetti on the power play. That was just a clean zone entry, and that's the type of stuff the Jets need to do a lot more of. And believe it or not, I think a lot of what tonight's clean zone entries came from, and not only that, just holding the line. And I'm really shocked to say this, but to AZ Sports Guy and all you Arizona fans that came over and talked to me about Kyle Capobianco when we signed him, you were right. Like, goddamn, like, I want to see Ville Heinola make this team, but I'm just going to go and say it. Out of Capobianco, Logan Stanley, and Dylan Sandberg, I think Capobianco has been a better defenseman in one game than we've seen from any of those guys to start the season. Like, this was his best game, his first game, and better than what we've seen from Sandberg and Stanley, in my opinion. So, yeah, I want Ville in, but if Ville Heinola is not going to get an opportunity anytime soon, that's the guy that you should be rolling with right now, Winnipeg and Bonus. I think he was great tonight. Like, Capobianco was really everywhere tonight. He made some really good plays in that second period on the power play, where not even on the power play, excuse me, where it was 5-on-5 hockey. He made like 4, I believe, pinches at that blue line to keep the puck in, and all of them were great and went seamlessly. Puck pressure was on, really good. Every really, like, good possession play that the Jets had kind of came off the bank of Capobianco making really good plays. And that being said, he didn't even play the most tonight. When you look at the defense and the amount of minutes that were given out, Kyle Capobianco played 16 minutes. That's the least amount of minutes. And I felt like he was one of the best defensemen for just overall play on both sides of the ice. He really made a good impact, especially in limited minutes, only playing 16. I want to see him play more. I think that that game for sure shows that he right now is a better option than Sandberg, has more flair to his game than what Sandberg brings, and definitely is more serviceable than what Logan Stanley brings. So use Kyle Capobianco. And to Arizona fans, you guys were right. This guy is kind of underrated. I feel like he could be a decent, solid depth defenseman for the Winnipeg Jets this season, and hell, I'm all for that, especially on a cheap league minimum contract. But this game had a lot of good points in it. The Jets just controlled it in the second and third. Really, really good plays. All the goals tonight were very entertaining, really well done. Pierre-Luc Dubois gets that power play goal super, 3 seconds, I think, 4 seconds into that power play. Really good setup there off the zone. Adam Lowry shorthanded goal, the Nate Schmidt goal. All these goals tonight were prime examples of the Jets with opportunistic scoring, good reads, good zone entries, and just good passing. Like, tonight, the passing was so crisp. Like, you gotta love it. Like, and excuse me, I actually Josh Morrissey got an assist on the Dubois goal, which means he had a 2-point game tonight. So, 2 points added on makes Josh Morrissey at 11-11. So, he's a point per game right now, and I believe he's also top 5 in scoring for defensemen this year. Josh Morrissey for the Norris. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. We might see it. But this game was a lot of fun. A lot of good, clean zone entries. Oh, this was probably the Jets' best game of hockey they played this year, in my opinion, because the first period was obviously close, 0-0 at the end of it, but it even then felt like the Jets were able to control a lot of the play at times, and it just came down to the fact that they went up against an okay goalie there. Like, David Wells comes into the third and is pretty good, in my opinion. Makes some really good saves and really keeps Chicago in this. Soderberg, as well, wasn't terrible. Like, I know he lets in 3 goals there, but a lot of these goals really aren't his fault. I don't know. I thought that tonight was a pretty good game for both clubs, even though, actually, I'm not going to say both clubs. I'm not going to do that tonight. Chicago got completely outplayed, but the Jets tonight were just great. 7-3-1 now, I believe, on the season is the record. If I'm not also mistaken, that moves them into first place in the Central, I think, actually. Let me check right now. No, they're not. They're tied right now with 15. Yeah, 7. They have the exact same record as the Dallas Stars right now in the exact same amount of games played. Tied for second. Right now, tied at second with points. Like, that is just insane. Insane. Like, I know this is kind of where we were last year in early November near the top of the Central, but I don't know. I know the wins haven't been really stable, and we're not playing good, consistent hockey, but there's no better spot to be right now if you're the Jets winning those games, having 15 points in 11 games, getting lucky wins in overtime. Remember, we had no puck luck last year at all. And I'm not saying that was the reason why the Jets sucked last year, but it was definitely one of the reasons why the Jets were so, close yet so far out of the playoff race. Because if you get some of those lucky wins in there, those 1-goal games, if you win those games, you're definitely going to be closer to the wild card than where you were. So these are important points to be getting right now in the season. Whether or not you feel like the Jets are going to make the playoffs or not, I think they will. I think they're going to be a wild card team this year. They might surprise and make third in the Central. We're going to have to wait and see how that forms up because Minnesota's been downplaying a little bit. And Chicago right now has kind of been one of the better teams. Colorado's just starting to jump up again. So this was a good game for the Jets, a crucial game for the Jets. Not only do you win in the reverse retros, get the fans hyped up, you had a shutout for Hellebuck, his second of the year. It's against a division rival that's chasing you for points right now. That would have been 1 point behind you in the standings from where you were. Actually, no, excuse me, they would have passed the Jets if they had won tonight's game. So it's an important win. We're going to have to wait and see how that Dallas game goes to see whether or not they are going to be able to move up and Dallas will fall back and everything like that. But right now, Dallas is at the end of the second. They're up 4-1 over the Edmonton Oilers, so doubt that that's going to happen. But as long as the Jets can maintain being 1-2 right now in that race for first in the Central, I'm happy with that. We'll see how they look at the 20-game mark, but right now, things are looking okay for the Winnipeg Jets, and tonight was the first real good game for them, and I hope that the bottom six meshing tonight carries over to the next game. I don't even know what the next game is. I'd have to pull that up and check, but either way, tonight was just a good example of what this team could be when they mesh together well and get everything rolling, and I really hope to see that continue against the Tuesday game against Dallas, which will be huge. Did not realize that they were playing Dallas. That will be the first big test of the game, because if you win that game, you're first in the Central. That's a pretty good game to win, in my opinion. And then you play the Flames on Saturday. So those are going to be two important games against two tough opponents in the West, in the Dallas and Calgary this week. So you bet your butt we're going to be covering all of them. So make sure to subscribe for more content on the Winnipeg Jets. And if you enjoyed this video and it's your first time checking it out, drop a like, turn on notifications, follow me on Twitter. I hope you enjoyed and picked something up from this game. Let me know what your thoughts were on this game and your favorite play down in the comment section below as always. Thank you so much for watching as well. Let me know your thoughts on the reverse retro because, ooh-wee! I think they're beautiful. But nonetheless, though, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace and positivity as always. Go Jets, go! And I'll see you guys in the next one.